Oh, Michael Bay, you're living proof that you can live in adolescence for the rest of your life, or at least act like it. Pain and Gain is the name of the movie starring Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Not sure which one's pain and which one's gain. They are two of three bumbling criminals who try to find a big payday by stealing from the rich people who they think don't need it, as well as build some muscles on the side. This is a true story, trumpeted on the poster, trumpeted in the movie, that Michael Bay has put his own little spin on. And it's one of those true stories that is so crazy and so absurd that this is really the only way to tell it in this kind of almost docu-style format. We'll get into that a little bit more. Right off the bat, I want to say, if you are a Michael Bay fan, if you love his genre of movie, that kind of adolescent boy mind movie, you'll love this. He's on his full display here, and he's not even handcuffed like he might be in a PG-13 movie like Transformers. This is full-on rated R. He gets to be himself in all his Michael Bay glory. If you don't like kind of that aggression and that testosterone kind of feel to a movie, a very male-dominated kind of film, you're not going to enjoy this at all. And I'm kind of probably more fall into that camp. Although there are some good things to say about this movie. One is, it is compelling. The story itself is interesting enough to hold your attention. And I never felt like I was drawn away from the screen. I always felt interested in what these characters were doing. Mark Wahlberg is really good, and Dwayne Johnson is a movie star. The Rock has fully made the transition, in my opinion. I think he is a legitimate star, and I get excited now when I see that he's in a movie. You know, he's in the new Fast and Furious. I get excited about that movie because I get to see what The Rock is doing. His charisma is off the charts, and I'm a huge fan now. So, and this movie kind of sealed that deal, even though overall I wasn't a big fan of this movie. And I think a lot of that has to do with it's just a little too much for its own good. If you want to see this kind of style of true story done in an absurd way because it's a crazy story, I'd recommend Jack Black and Bernie. That to me is a much more kind of realistic and heartfelt version of what Michael Bay is trying to do here, which I don't think works for him as well as it does in a movie like that. At the end of the day, Pain and Gain is a very aggressive, loud, and interesting story that may turn you off more than keep your attention.